Hey friends, how are you? My name is Joy and this is NX Joy. Today we have the topic of leap of faith being the question at hand. So I'm going to be asking 3 questions today, which is, what am I letting go of? What fear am I overcoming? And how does Source Divine / Spirit want me to take action and overcome fear? So today I got the message that I'm just going to be using the term spirit for today's reading. That's going to be fun. And we have 3 piles for you today. We have the Larimar pile. We have the black Tibetan quartz pile, or the Tibetan black quartz pile, sorry. And we also have the amber pile. I'm also going to be putting 3 different photos for the thumbnail. So this is our Kierkegaard pile, this is our Nietzsche pile, and this is our Camus pile. So this is really based off of the philosophy of existentialism, which my channel is based off of, and it's really looking at how we exist in the world and how we are being. Just some fun stuff. First, we're going to get into the energy of your pile, hence why these 3 crystals are here. And then we're going to be going into the questions. So I'm really excited to do this for you. I just really wanted to do a reading today. I hope you enjoy, and I will see you at your pile. Hey pile 1. So if you chose this Larimar crystal, this is your pile. So seafoam tone Larimar is a volcanic blue mineral only found in the Dominican Republic. Its energy is like a spiritual snow cone for the seething and sweltering. Who needs it? The hot-tempered, any Aries. Where to put it? When super agitated, drop, stop, and hold Larimar in your left hand and commence cooling breathing. So stick out your rolled tongue and slowly inhale and exhale like you're sucking through a straw. Once you use it, when you feel like all of the world's problems are suddenly just your problem, when anger stands between you and the formation of articulate sentences. Remember, chill is a choice. Ride the cool breeze with Larimar. Slow your roll. Okay. So your pile is probably going through quite a bit, wrestling with all different parts of yourself and having a great time doing it, right? I say that out of joke. Anyways, so this pile is my Kierkegaard pile, the pile that I deemed as fear and trembling. And what that means is that you're going through the motions of being a person, which is, there are 3 different types of selves that we go through. We go through, commonly it's known as the unconscious, conscious, and superconscious. In psychology, it's known as the id, ego, superego. In philosophy, it's known as the aesthetic, the ethical, and the spiritual. But regardless, in biology, I guess more in the holistic practices of medicine, it's known as the gut, the heart, and the brain. In which practices, it's also known as the 3 cauldrons. So there's a bunch of different names to go about this, but basically what you're going through is being a human being and going through the different parts of yourself that might want different things. Yeah, and right now, what Spirit really wants to get across in its message is that being in a state where you are going beyond to really be in tune with what Spirit really wants is not an easy task. So if this resonates, if you're going through a hard time right now when it comes from decision making, then this is your pile. Yeah. Right now I'm here to remind you that you have the power of choice, and with that comes a lot of angst, a lot of hardships, a lot of wrestling with your own self, because a part of you might want one thing and a part of you might want another thing. For example, a part of me wanted to stay in bed and rest, and a part of me really wanted to do this video today. So it's really about going with what is not only best for you, but for the collective and for Spirit, and what is needed right now. You know, sometimes what is really needed is rest. So I'm really not trying to say don't rest, but I'm more of saying, as right now could be a time where indecision might be plaguing you, and you might need to just take a step back and breathe. Yeah, just like this crystal, you know, just like Larimar is, it's a calming crystal. It is for when you're super agitated and when you feel like the world's problems are yours. Yeah. You might be taking on a lot of like collective struggle. For example, you might be a social activist and you might feel like there's a powerlessness that you have in some points of your life and with the whole world collectively that you cannot change. For example, the shift that we're all going through is from a very patriarchal, industrial way of living, a very commercialized, consumerist way of living, into one that is a lot more egalitarian, one that is a lot more environmentally conscious, one that is more community building. And we are really shifting towards the betterment of all and having our differences be a strength and unity. And that is some hard stuff to go through, you know? That's some really hard stuff to go through. And you might be taking on those energies, and you might really be having a hard time wrestling with what you want versus what you know is good versus what you know Spirit wants, and having all that jumbled up. And I'm here to just take a breather with you and calm down, you know, maybe like drink your favorite drink, like have a cool sip of iced tea or lemonade. You might like other things like spirits, you know, if you know, you know. You might like using other products to really calm down and really cool yourself. You might be going in physically cooling places. Like you might like turn your pillow to the cold side of the pillow whenever you're sleeping right now, because you might feel so agitated and hot from all the anger and stress that's built up over these over the things that are going on in the world. Yeah. So if this resonates, then this is your pile. I've talked like 7 minutes about it. I'm so sorry. This is supposed to be a short reading too. So we're just gonna get on with it. Today I'm using my trusty Rider weights. I haven't used this deck in a really long time, but I really missed it. As you can see, The tops literally have fallen off. I don't know why it's called Rider-Waite and not like Rider-Waite Smith, because Pamela Smith does the drawings, and the drawings are such a huge part of it. Yeah. Anyway, Spirit, let's tap into pile 1. And let's go into the message of what is pile 1 letting go as of right now, so that we can get into the messages of leaping into faith, which is so much fun. So you guys are called my Kierkegaard pile for the reason of the story of Abraham, where Abraham basically has a son and he has to give up his son to God and kill his son in order to appease God. And then at the last minute, like, an angel comes in and is like, just kidding, God just wanted to see if your faith was there. And the whole time Abraham was just going through this whole like process of just, he was getting shit on. He was getting shit on by the world. He was getting shit on by his son and his wife and all his community members for following his own choice, for following the choice of God, and for believing what he believed in and wanted to do. And you know, it's not easy shit. So again, you guys might also be going through something like that. Yeah, anyways. So, Spirit, tap me into pile 1 and what they're letting go of. What is pile 1 letting go of? Oh, fun. Control. You guys are letting go of control. It really resonates. Yeah. For you to blossom and bloom right now, for you to really come into your own being, you need to let go of control. So let go of your ego, let go of the ethical sides of yourself that say, oh, but this is right. Oh, but I need to do this. Oh, but society tells me. Oh, but my mom. Oh, but my dad. Oh, but my friends. Oh, but my siblings. Oh, stop listening to what you think is right and really tap into what you know is right for you personally. You know, you might have different beliefs from your friends, family, loved ones, and it might be really hard right now for you to make decisions because their voices are just chattering in your head, being like, no, do this, no, do that, no, do this. And it's a time for you to let go of that control when it comes from your ego self and really tapping into your higher self, really tapping into your super ego, into the divine. This is where you make a leap of faith. This is where you make your own decisions. This is where you be the magician and really hone into your own power of choice, your own strength of will. Oh, okay. So okay. We're gonna move on to the next question because this is not supposed to be a long reading. Yeah. We're gonna go now into the question of what fear are you overcoming? So Spirit, tap me into pile 1's fears. And we're using the dream decoder deck to tap into that subconscious stuff. Side note, you guys are very protected by masculine energies, because when I was doing this, I really wanted to use the incense of dragon's blood. So dragon's blood is known to be a really protective masculine energy. Dragon's blood is also collected from a sap of a tree. So fun stuff to know. Anyways, what fear is pile 1 overcoming? Okay. What fear is pile 1 overcoming? Birds. Interesting. Oh, okay. Yeah. So you are overcoming, basically what you're overcoming is how you appear to others, and you're really stepping into your own authenticity. So what I mean by that is that you might be running away or flying away from who you really are, who you really feel like you are, and who you know you are, basically. And you may be in a space where other people's opinions might be really getting to you. You have something that you know you really enjoy right now. You have something that's yours that is really a cooling, calming method for you that might not be socially acceptable. For example, for me, tarot is not a socially acceptable thing amongst my roommates because spirituality is something they're not tapped into. So it's something I have to go through as well. I'm right here with you. And I have to remind you that it's okay to be different. It's okay to be unique. What makes you different is your superpower, because if you weren't different, then we would have a gaping hole in society of what that need is. You know, if everyone was the same, everything would be so fucking boring. Have you ever seen Fairly Odd Parents where every single person is like a gray blob? And basically the moral of that episode was, it doesn't matter what you look like, or it doesn't matter how similar you are to others, your personality will always make you unique. Who you are will always be who you are, regardless of the similarities in life. For example, you may be social activists, but you may not agree with some of the ways in which social activism is going about right now. You might have been my pile to be like, oh, black squares, lol, what is that? That's performative. because it was. And you guys think beyond what is socially acceptable, you know? You guys are the people who are my trailblazers that really understand and know who they are. And I'm here to remind you that it's totally okay to be who you are. And right now, it just might be a time where you're really upset at people. You're really upset about how the world's going, how the way people are acting. And I'm also here to remind you is that you can't control other people. The only control you have is with yourself, your relationship to yourself and your relationship with the divine. When you let go of the expectations of others and just focus on yourself, then life gets a lot easier. Yeah. Negativity just breeds negativity. You just go into a feedback cycle and a loop. But if you remain positive, if you focus and shift your attention onto things that light you up, you will see the difference that it makes in your life. One of the examples I have is actually my partner, who has learned this lesson the last few years. He used to scream and rage and destroy things when he was mad. Like, legitimately, he used to count down different numbers to signal how mad he was, and he would raise his voice quite often, and he would not know how to manage his anger properly. But in the last couple of years, he's really taken it upon himself to reflect and find ways that manage his anger. So other than yelling, other than raising his voice, other than destroying things, slamming doors, being a straight up douchebag, he now is very amazing with how he handles his anger. Now he takes the time to breathe it out. Now he listens to an audiobook or listens to his favorite YouTubers and sips a cup of tea, specifically jasmine tea, whenever he's mad. And it's really astounding, and it's really making me emotional because I'm so proud of him. It's really astounding on how he's managed to handle his anger and change his behaviors. And this is a message that I'm getting, that there's a dual message here. One being that if you are the angry person right now, you have the power to find ways in which you can manage that. You have the choice in how you let out that anger. Are you going to yell at the person next to you and cause a ruckus or a scene? Or are you going to breathe, take some space, take some time, and maybe use that anger towards something more productive? Yeah. One moment. Hey again, sorry about that. I actually just got a call from my partner, which I think is really funny. Yeah, it's wonderful. Anyways, we're gonna go through the next question. But to just tap back into your energy and tap back into the messages that I have been delivering because of spirit, as in, like, my body's been, and my words have been a vessel for spirit and source divine. Just to tap back into that, I'm here to remind you that it's okay to be you. It's okay to be unique. It's okay to have different opinions and be someone different from the rest of your loved ones, your family, your friends. And that if you're angry right now, finding ways to cope with your anger and letting go and breathing out and finding things that really shift your perspective into being able to use that anger productively, or letting that anger not out in like a boom, but in a way that controllingly seeps out in a healthy way. Kind of like steam, you know? Because I'm getting an image of like steam, but like controlled steam. Yeah. Having ways to cope with that will be really beneficial for you. Music could be something really helpful for you. Tapping into music when you're upset or angry might be really beneficial. Going for walks as well maybe very beneficial. Gardening, if you have access to that. Um, Anything else? No. Okay. Oh, and if you have others that are really angry or are really upsetting you, yeah, just shifting your focus and shifting your anger not onto them, but learning how to shift that anger and control that anger so that your focus is on you. Like asking yourself questions like, why am I angry right now? What can I do to healthily manage my anger? How can I express my anger without retaliation and without sinking to the level of whoever made you angry? And if it's society that's made you angry, how can I control? In what ways in my life can I control and be the change that I want to see? Yeah, okay, amazing. So we're gonna look at the last question of how does spirit want you to take actions and overcome this fear? Okay. Man, I haven't used these cards in a really long time. These are my original cards. These are like the cards I started tarot off in the first place, you know? Which means I need to change. Apologies, I'm just getting a new incense. And I'm wondering where I put my lighter. Oh, okay. Okay. So this is the Divine Meditation Incense. And I'm getting the message that meditating on why you're feeling angry might be really helpful. Meditating in general and using breath work will be very helpful when it comes to managing your anger. Yeah, okay. Because I haven't used these cards, I really want to cleanse them because it's been a while. Yeah, okay, cool. So Spirit, tap me into pile 1 and how you want them to overcome their fear. How does Spirit want pile 1 to overcome their fear? How does... Oh, wow. And this is my leap of faith pile. And you guys got Jeanne d'Arc, which is the faith card. Okay, yeah. So having faith in what's about to come next and trusting in the divine, trusting in spirit, trusting in the universe, trusting in society, if it's a societal issue you're going through, or trusting in your loved ones, to really trusting in yourself as well, to really make the change and to overcome your fear by letting go of control and trusting that things will work out, you know? For example, yeah, I forget which of my readers said this, but I think it was Esotero. Yeah, but she used this amazing example of you don't check up on your food when you're at a restaurant every 2 seconds. You don't go to the back and ask the chef, oh, is my food done? Oh, is my food done? Oh, is my food done? When you're waiting on your food. You just have to trust, and you just have to have faith that it will work out. And you have to know that things will happen the way it will happen. And right now, all you can do is focus on yourself and focus on managing your own emotions and your own stress and your own anger when it comes to this situation. And just another sign message that you guys are really heavily protected right now, because we got Isis. We also got Callie, express your fears safely. So maybe even journaling. Journaling might be a really helpful thing for you right now, to kind of write down, why am I feeling the way am I feeling? Sorry. Or like, why are these fears coming up? Why is this anger coming up? Why are these emotions coming up? And really just journaling to really understand yourself better that way might be very helpful. So Jeanne d'Arc is hold on to your dreams even through adversity. Develop faith in yourself and in a spiritual power. Trust is important. You must trust your own leadership abilities or improve them. Be not afraid. You were born for this. The Maid of Orleans, the teenage Jeanne d'Arc, remains one of the history's greatest women. The sheer amount of primary sources left to us, including eyewitness accounts, court documents, and even letters written by Jeanne herself, are testament to the incredible power of this young woman. She remains a national heroine of France, a Catholic saint, and a symbol against political repression, and an inspiration to women all over the world. Part of the magic of Jeanne is that she was a country peasant girl, born in 1412 into a society that was patriarchal and very hierarchical. The daughter of ordinary people, she claims to have been receiving divine visits from Archangel Michael, Saint Margaret, and Saint Catherine when she was a child. In the midst of her 100 Years' War, two French factions, the Armagnacs and the Burgundians, were fighting for control over the throne. English invaders, backing the Burgundians, took advantage of this chaos and captured many French towns, including Orleans. Jeanne's vision told her to lift the siege of Orleans and to take the Dauphin, the uncrowned Charles VII, to Reims for his coronation. She managed to get access to Lord Robert de Baudricourt and convinced him to take her to the Dauphin. She famously cut off her long hair and dressed in a male's page's clothes for the journey so that she would not be conspicuous during the long ride. The Dauphin was sufficiently impressed and insisted that the high-ranking theologians and inquisitors examine Jeanne. All deemed that there was nothing improper about her. She was good, humble, chaste, and pious. And so Charles raised an army, and Jeanne rode with him to Orleans, where a series of mighty victories encouraged a campaign that quickly put Charles on the throne in Reims. Dressed in shining armor, riding astride a battle horse, and carrying her battle standard, teenage Jeanne inspired and rallied everyone on the battlefield. We see her strength and conviction in her communications to her enemy. Her second letter to the English in 1429 stated, "My lord commands you to go back to your own land, for it's his will, or otherwise I will cause such a disaster for you. Legend has it, as she rode bravely toward the enemy, she said, I am not afraid. I was born for this. Her energy can help inspire complete faith in yourself and in a higher power to lead you to your greatest good. When you need the energy to do what you think is right, even in the face of what others think of you or what you should do, or to trust yourself and your own visions for your future, ask Jian for help. Jian was a single-minded and kept her focus, and this is ideal energy to use when you need inspiration to carry on through obstacles. Oh my god. Okay, so the whole this is just really confirmation of everything we've been saying. So again, if you were going through let's just sum this all up, because that's what we do here. So if you're going through a really hard time right now when it comes to controlling your emotions, stress, anger, because of the outside world, because of societal norms, because of what others think of you, because of the pressures that society has for you, stick to your grounds. What spirit really wants from you right now is to use your power as the magician to let go of control of other people and what they say about you, and really hone that back into yourself, and really hone that into being the individual you are and being who you are, and making sure that you believe what you believe is happening for your highest good, and that your convictions are in line with the will of the divine. Yeah. You will be tested right now with your faith. Right now you are being tested with your faith. Hence why I told you the story of Abraham and how he was also tested with his faith when it came to killing his son Isaac. But despite what his loved ones said about him doing the acts that he needed to do, he still went about doing it, and he was rewarded. So having that leap of faith, having that theological suspension of the ethical, so really putting all of society's chatters and your loved ones' chatters, putting that aside and really suspending to a point where it may not seem logical to the outside world, but it is something you know will work out, something you know will happen, is what Spirit wants to tell you right now. Woo! Okay, this is why you guys got Fear and Trembling. This is why you guys got Kierkegaard, because Kierkegaard is all about really questioning the logic and morals of society and really going inwards into the individual, into the connection the individual has with the divine, with the higher power, with the unseen realm, and really trusting that their connection, their faith is what's true. So yeah, these are the messages I have for you today. Thanks for listening, and I know you will do great things. I know you were put on this earth to change the minds, the hearts of the people around you. And as of right now, all you need to do is stick to your own ground, stick to who you are, and have faith in the divine that things will work out the way it's needed to. All right. Whew. If you like this reading, please give me a like. That will really help me out. Please subscribe if you feel like it. If it resonated, comment down below. I'm wishing you the best of luck. I know you got this. So just know I'm right here with you, and spirit is right here with you when it comes to whatever hardships, whatever society, your loved ones, the outside world's throwing at you right now. You got this. Hold strong in your beliefs. I know you got this. All right. See you in the next one. Take care. Bye. All right, hey pal 2. Hope you're doing well. You guys got the Tibetan black quartz, so we're just gonna tap into your energies to see if this is your pile. So if anything resonates, then this is how you'll know that this is your pile. Yeah, so the Tibetan black quartz references the storm-like burst of an inky mineral often found inside the stone. The Tibetan references to crystal's Himalayan origins. Tibetan black quartzes remind those on a spiritual path to non-judgmentally ask, could I be even clearer right now? So who needs it? Metaphysicists, occultists, tantrists, and also my Sagittarians. Where to put it? Wherever you're looking to elevate the vibe, operate on a higher plane, and explore the vastness of your human consciousness. When to use it? When you're chasing enlightenment on the meditation cushion, when you're pulling tarot cards. And the mantra for this is light up your spiritual path. So here's the Tibetan black quartz again. This is great because we're also using the divine meditation incense for you. And your pile was my pile that I channeled in when it comes to the leap of faith, when it comes to existentialism. You guys are my pile that is the Thus Spoke Zarathustra by Nietzsche pile. And what that book entailed really was the notions of God is dead, and that we should be living in a way where we are happy with the choices that we make. Yeah. And not to say God is dead if you believe in God and stuff like that. It's more of to say, make your choices, make your decisions off of this notion that you won't regret it. You won't regret your decisions when time comes down to it, you know? Live in the moment where you are happy with yourself, with where you know this is what you need. So yeah, if that sounds like what you need right now, if that sounds like your pile, then this is for you. You need some clarity on what to do next. Maybe you should tap into yourself. It's so much fun to tap into the divine. Trust me, I do it all the time. And this is probably why you're on this video, because it's a tarot video. That's how you tap into the divine. You know, it's hand in hand. But what I'm really here to tell you is that live your life in the way that really has meaning to you. Live your life in the way where you will not regret it. Woo! Okay. So we're gonna go with the first question of what is pile 2? What is pile 2 letting go of? We're gonna clear this deck because obviously pile 1 wanted to come out. If you were watching pile 1, you know this is the card that came out for them. So let's just clear this deck and really get into pile number 2. If you guys also watched a lot of tarot videos, you will know that's a supermoon reference. She's amazing. She's like the best. Anyways, what is pile 2 letting go of? You guys got the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups usually symbolizes new beginnings, especially when it comes to emotional, romantic endeavors. So what that means when you guys are letting go of something is Yeah, actually, let me get a clarifier. Let me get a clarifier because that's kind of it's kind of interesting. Spirit, please tap me into pile 2 and what they are letting go of. I'm hearing people please. You guys are really letting go of the need to people please. Yeah, you guys got the 9 of Wands in reverse. Yeah, you guys are letting go of the need to put up guards up and put yourself down in order to please people. Ah, damn. Ah, damn. That's intense. You guys are going through a stage in life where you've gone through it. You guys are my spiritual pile. You guys are tapped in. You guys know what's up. And you know that you've gone through hardships in order to get to where you're at today. I'm really drawn to the lotus and the leaves on the Ace of Cups. So you know lotuses grow only in really swampy and dirt-like places. And, you know, like it goes through like a hardship to bloom the way it does and be as beautiful as it is. So you guys are letting go of having to constrain yourself for other people. You guys are letting go of the need to people please and put yourself down in order to make other people feel comfortable. Excuse me, that's confirmation. Yeah, and in Thus Spoke Zarathustra, what Zarathustra does is that he comes down from the mountains to tell people what life's all about. He's like, you guys are living in a way that is not conducive to your own well-being. You are just following things that for sake of following, you guys are not making choices. So he then famously speaks, God is dead. Because when you're blindly following things, that means there is no real autonomy, no real choice in how you are conducting yourselves. And you guys are my pile that realizes this. You guys are my pile that knows that the way we live on earth is through our own design. It is through how we choose to conduct our lives, how we choose to make our habits, how we choose to interact with the world. And you guys probably got shit on a lot for just being who you are and being so amazingly you and being so connected, especially. You know, there's a quote that's like, this is not a quote, this is a real thing that happens. When you shine light on cockroaches, they scatter, you know? So you might have been through experiences where you shone the light, you really exposed the truths of of how people are living, and they got scared and they shattered and they shat on you and they were like, no, or they laughed at you, or they did something so mean, you know, because they don't have it within themselves, because they can't see the light, because they don't know their own truth. They don't even know who they are, you know. And don't take advice or don't try to please others when they don't even know what they're talking about, you know. Don't try to get the validation from those that can't even validify themselves. They can't even love themselves. That's why they're so judgmental. I live with someone like this. It's the worst. They have the worst energy. They're the worst. Like, don't be friends with those people. Like, it's just gonna tear you down. It's just gonna make you upset. distance yourself, distance how you interact with them, and really hold your own when it comes to your beliefs. Don't put yourself in a position where you have to dim yourself. Don't put yourself in a position where you can't speak up for what's right. Don't put yourself in a position where you have to not be yourself in order to please others. Those aren't the people you want to hang around with. Those are definitely not the people you want to hang around with. You know, those are the people that are gonna come back to you and be like, oh shit, I'm so sorry for what I did to you. I'm so sorry how I behaved and acted. I was just jealous of what you had. I'm so like I have a friend who moved, and throughout our friendship it's been interesting because I had to kind of show her the light when it came to social injustices. I was telling her how, because I studied sociology for my undergrad, and when I was doing that, I was telling her and showing her ways in which our society was not conducive to everyone, how white supremacy exists, how it's hard to live in a body and a skin tone that's darker than most. And she wasn't having it. She did not listen. She was like, nah, Joyce, like, I don't understand. Why are you so like passionate about this? Why are you telling me this like this? I that's not how my life is. So what do you mean? And so I had to cut the friendship off. I was like, no, okay, if you don't want to listen, then I'm just not gonna share the information that I have, because it's falling upon deaf ears. So fuck that. I'm just gonna cut the friendship off. And it was hard because she was one of my closest friends. And then it was so funny because about 8 or 9 months later, we reconnected. Spirit was like, oh, okay, now it's time for them to reconnect. So I bumped into her on the street, and she was telling me how she experienced the same thing. She experienced basically a time where she was going through oppression. She was going through a state in which she recognized all the things that I said to her about white supremacy, all the things I said to her about colorism was true. And she had to date someone who was awful, who had the same beliefs that she had in the first place, to recognize that what she was telling me and how she was treating me was not right. And to this day, she credits me on her spiritual and social growth, because now she recognizes, oh, maybe the world's not picture perfect. Oh, maybe the world has injustices in it, and maybe it's time to change that. So all this to say to you is that do not back down when it comes to who you are and what you know to be true and how you go about things. It is better to be alone than to be in the company of misery and to be in the company of those who can't accept you for who you are. Honestly, it's so much better. Like, this is just an opportunity for you to really be your own best friend and be the person that you wish your friends were to yourself. And it might get lonely at times, but this is what tarot is for. This is what the community is for. This is what yourself is for you to really recognize and understand that you're stronger by yourself, that you're stronger with yourself, that you're stronger being yourself, that you will have more fun, you will be more rich in life and knowing who you are and being connected with who you are as an individual, than to be surrounded by people who don't care, who don't like you for who you are. Why be surrounded with people like that? It's a waste of time. It's a real waste of time. And you guys that's what you're letting go of. You guys are really letting go of those relationships that are no longer serving you. And you guys are letting go of the people pleasing that might have happened. And you guys are no longer settling for people that don't understand you. Woo! And I'm so happy for you, because that takes a lot of spiritual work. That takes a lot of strength. That takes a lot of knowledge and courage and bravery to be who you are and to choose yourself, to choose what you know is right for you and to not back down from that. And I'm here to congratulate you. You guys are doing the most. I'm so proud of you. Spirit Divine is so proud of you. Please be proud of yourself and take this time to really meditate on how amazing you are as a person, because you are amazing. And people who can't see that, well, it's too bad for them. You're just making room so that the people that do see that come into your life. Woo! Okay, so we're gonna look at the fears that you're overcoming right now. Spirit, let me know what fears that pile 2 is overcoming. What is pile 2 overcoming right now when it comes to their fears? What is pile 2? Actor, celebrity. Yeah, you guys are literally, you guys are overcoming the way you project yourself onto others. You're acknowledging and integrating the qualities that you want to be. The person that you want to be, you're stepping into that right now. You're overcoming the fear of how people think of you. You should be putting yourself at the center of your life. You should be putting yourself in a position where your focus is on you, not other people's judgments about you, not on what they think is right, not on what they don't understand. What you're getting clear about right now, what you're overcoming when it comes to your fear, is being seen. You're ready. You are ready to be seen for who you are, the star, the magnificent being of who you are. And that's what life's about. That's what we're here for. To really tap into who we are, to live a life that we will want to live again and again and again. A life that has no regrets. A life where you're loved for who you are. Woo, okay. That was quick. That was a quick message. But yeah, it kind of ties into what you're letting go of as well, which is pretty cool. And now I'm going to switch incense and clear this deck. I'll be right back. So now we have the Journey of Time incense going. And clear this deck. I usually don't use all these incenses because it's a lot of incense that's blowing in my face. For right now, we're entering the new moon in Aquarius, and Aquarians are all about that air energy. So it's my favorite time to use incenses. Oh, the Journey of Time incense is so deliciously smelling. It's just amazing. All right, so spirits, please tap me into the beautiful, wonderful, brave, courageous pile 2. And let me know what spirit you want them to take in order to overcome this fear. All right. Side note, you are loved. This is like, excuse me, confirmation on the message. But Spirit just wants to put it out there. I want to put it out there that you're loved for who you are. You know, Spirit loves you for who you are. I love you for who you are, because without people like you in the world, we would not progress as a human species. You know, it is people like you who are doing the work, that are really undertaking what it means to be a human and really evolving that, so that we may live in a very beautiful, peaceful heaven on earth. So, what action does Spirit want pile 2 to take in order to overcome their fear? What's action? Oh, it's a lot. What action do spirits want pile 2 to take? Oh my word. I guess it's many actions. I guess it's a lot of things. We're gonna cut the deck in 3. Yeah, okay, that feels right. Oh wow, you got to be kidding me. I'm laughing because this exact card is what pile number 1 got to. So, this is my leap of faith video. So, Spirit is just confirming the amazingness that is happening within the collective. And yeah, so right now, what you have to do, how Spirit wants you to overcome your fear, is to recognize the cycles that you're in right now in order for you to release them. Recognize the cycles, the people that no longer serve you, in order to release it and to cleanse it out. And then once you do that, to have faith that what you did was the correct thing. For example, letting go of friendships that no longer serve you. I know it's hard. Trust me, just like my example was, it's not easy to cut off your friend that you've known for a long amount of time, for years, for decades. That shit's not easy. And I know the collective has been going through it when it comes to that. But the collective is really, really here to change the way humans behave and how humans are on this planet. And the girlies that get it. And the girlies that don't, you know? So all this to say is that you will find people who are like you, who resonate on your level, who have the same values, the same morals, the same spiritual essence that you have. You will find your soul tribe. You must have faith that those people will come into your life. But as for right now, what Spirit wants you to do in terms of overcoming your fear is to release the cycles that you're going through, is to recognize these cycles do not serve you, and that you need to release them in order for you to have faith that things will work out. Yeah. You know, it's not easy to be on a spiritual journey. For me, the spiritual is social. So You might have other opinions on the world that your friends might not get. You might want to see a world where women have control over their bodies. You might want to see a world where money isn't an issue for people, that people have running water that's clean. You might want to see a world where mental health is a priority. You might want to see a world where people don't have to fight for their freedom. And when I say freedom, I don't mean in the sense where people use freedom in order to, what's the word? I forget the word, but you know, freedom fighters, quote unquote, like the people that use freedom as a scapegoat in order to do bad things in the world, in order to inflict oppression on other people. Yeah, not that kind of freedom. Freedom in the truest sense, where people have the choice to live and be as who they are, with the responsibility that they are who they are without having to hurt others, because that's what life is about. That's what being a human being is about. And you know this. You know that what you have to do doesn't have to inflict pain on others. You know you live a life where you can be yourself without hurting others. And that might not be the same sentiment that's going on around you. So please break those cycles. You got this. You fucking got this. And I know you will release all this baggage, all this weight that no longer serves you, in order for you to bring in the people that need to be in your circle. Sometimes it's a lonely journey, but it will be more satisfying. It will be more fulfilling, more rewarding. Your life will have so much more meaning once you let go of the people that no longer serve you, once you let go of the cycles that no longer serve you. Because fuck this people pleasing, you're better than that. You are a fucking star. You are someone that needs to put themselves out there in terms of who you are truly as a person. Have faith that spirit will be there for you. I'm here for you. This whole tarot community is here for you. During the times where I basically lost a lot of my friends, if not all my friends, I had the tarot community to rely on. I had the healing words of this space to really get me through those hard times. And then when I was ready, Spirit brought me someone who resonates on my level. Spirit changed the people that I wanted to keep in my life in order to resonate on my level. It's possible. Change is possible. And sometimes it takes time. And sometimes it takes consequences of you letting go of those people for them to recognize what they've lost. If you like this video, please give it a like. Please subscribe if these messages resonated, and comment down below if you feel like sharing your story. Yeah, thanks so much for listening. Much love, much peace. Take care. Hey, pile 3. Hope you're doing well. If you chose the amber, then this is your pile. So to begin, we're going to tap into your energies and tap into what you may be going through right now in order to recognize if this is the pile for you. If it is, please stay tuned. If it's not, then it is what it is, you know? You can either pick another pile, or maybe this reading is just not yours today, and that's totally cool. Anyways, so amber. Of way ancient origin, amber is not a rock, but a fossilized tree resin with a sugar-sweet energy, telegraphed by its golden honey and maple syrup hues. Amber promotes a feeling of warmth and well-being from first blush. And armchair paleontologists love the dinosaur era bugs, aka inclusions, sometimes caught inside. Who needs it? Tree people, old souls, anyone gearing up for a long, dark winter. Where to put it? Any room you want to convert into a sunroom. When to use it? When you need a metaphysical hug from the universe. Call on Amber's cuddly electric blanket vibes and cozy up. And the mantra for this is recharge your good vibes. So if this sounds like you, if you're a tree hugger, if you love tree resin, if you're an earth warrior, if you're an old soul, if you need to convert your room into a sunroom, if you need a metaphysical hug from the universe, let me just give you a nice big hug right now. And let you know that you're loved and cared for and the universe has you. It's got you. Yeah. And then also know that this is your pile. Alright, so this is my favorite pile because this is one of my favorite stories from existentialism. So we're going to look at, this pile is the pile of Albert Camus and the myth of Sisyphus. And it is a story that's really resonated with me for a long time, and I'm really happy to share it because it holds such great messages within the story. So, the myth of Sisyphus. Sisyphus lives on Earth, and he loves Earth, falls in love with this girl, and spends time just chilling, doing his thing, loving life, and along the way he ends up stealing some shit from the gods. And the gods are not too happy about that. The gods are really upset about that, not pleased. So I'm pretty sure they take away his loved one. And Sisyphus is like, oh shit. Oh no, I don't want you to do that. How about I give up my life on Earth in order for my loved one to come back? So the gods are like, okay. But as punishment, Sisyphus, you're gonna have to push up a boulder, up a hill, this huge heavy boulder. You're gonna have to push that up a hill for the rest of your time. And from sun up to sundown, you'll just be pushing this boulder. All you're gonna be doing is pushing this boulder. Once sundown hits, the boulder will fall back down the hill, roll back down. And you're gonna have to start it all up again when sunrise comes up. And Sisyphus is like, okay. And at first, it's really hard for Sisyphus. Sisyphus is like, fuck this, I hate this, what is this? Stupid boulder, it's so fucking heavy. This is the worst, why did I choose to do this? And so, as he's pushing the boulder, days go by, right? Days go by, and he still has this mentality, right? And then at one point, it kind of clicks to him. He's like, fuck. If I'm gonna do this for basically eternity, I'm gonna say a big fuck you to the gods. I'm gonna enjoy myself. It's not gonna be a punishment to me anymore. I'm actually gonna enjoy what I do because I did it for who I loved. And I made this choice and I made this sacrifice for the person that I loved. So I'm gonna say, fuck you gods, this isn't a punishment, this is what I wanted. This is how I wanna live. And so, we imagine Sisyphus smiling as he pushes his boulder from sunrise to sundown. Smiling as the boulder rolls back, knowing This is what he's chosen. Yeah. So right now might be a time where you're going through a lot of shit, where the everyday mundane just seems like a lot of shit. But you have to imagine life as there's going to be good and bad times. You have to imagine life as a space in which you have to learn lessons. And you can be bitter about learning these lessons, or you can enjoy the process of learning these lessons. Woo! It's a pretty interesting story, isn't it? Yeah. During undergrad, I was really like, oh my god, I don't get it. Why does Sisyphus have to do this boulder thing? And then it hit me. Then it hit me one day, and I was like, oh shit. And I keep recurringly learning this lesson, like just like Sisyphus pushing up the boulder. I keep going through the lessons of, oh, I chose this life. I have to be happy about it. You know, I have to be happy over the fact that every day I choose to live. The myth of Sisyphus really deals with suicide ideation. I'm going to put a trigger warning because this is intense, and I know the collective is going through this because statistically, I watched a Vsauce video, and one of the top contenders for deaths among the age ranges of, I think it's 14 to 29, is suicide. That's actually why I started doing this this coaching, this spiritual coaching, as well as getting into spirituality in general. Because at a point in my life, I just couldn't see why. I couldn't understand why. I did not know why this was a thing, so I thought unaliving myself was the better option. And thankfully I had a solid support system to not allow me to do that. And thankfully I had spirit come in through the form of other people to help show and guide me back to where I needed to be. Sometimes these thoughts come in during periods of serious depression, serious anxiety. Anxiety is an awareness of what's going on around you and the awareness that your future is unknown. Depression happens when you've gone to a point in your life where you've fulfilled all you need to fulfill and you're just going through the same cycles again. So it leaves you depressed because that's not who you are anymore. You want to be someone else, but you don't know how to be there. Now this is a heavy pile. But yeah, going through that is not fun. And it seems like the whole collective is going through that because of the fact that we recognize that we're here on this planet to do something, that we have a bigger meaning, a bigger purpose to it all. That it's not nihilistic. We're not here for no reason. We're here to do something. Whether that be learning lessons, whether that be loving others, whether that be controlling our emotions and learning how to handle them correctly, whether that be saving the earth by being environmentally conscious, by being an active citizen, by participating in the communities that we love, by being who we are. That is the reason why we are on this earth. And it is frustrating, it is hard, it's difficult, it hurts. But know that the pain will come to an end because you choose for it to come to an end. And not in the sense of you will cease and unalive yourself. No. Be rebellious. Be a rebel. and love life. Be Sisyphus. And choose to love life again. Choose to enjoy the circumstances you are in. Choose to make life the way you want it to be. And don't get caught up in the negativity. Don't get caught up in the feedback loop that just keeps going and going and going. Use your willpower in order for you to change the way you think about life. All right, we're gonna start. What is pile 1 letting go of? What is pile 1 letting go of? I just saw 333, so you guys are in a really heart-centered state right now, which is beautiful. You guys are going through quite a bit. You might be going through a lot when it comes to your romantic life too. Because that's personally what 333 meant for me. But it also means creativity at its highest forms. It also means endings, because 333 added up is a 9. 9 means endings. And you might just be going through a transitionary part in your life where you are creating a new life. And in order for you to do that, you have to release old stuff. You guys might be needing a hug. You guys might be needing to change your environment, who you hang around. Oh my God. Pile 1 got this too. So I think that's great. We're gonna pull more cards, so this is not exactly like pile 1. But in terms of pile 3, and what pile 3 is letting go of. Ooh, although pile 1's message was about control, it is the same message, but in the way of as above, so below. Controlling your resources so that you create the Garden of Eden, that you create heaven on earth with what you got. You might not be in control of everything, but you do have the opportunity to create the life that you want and receive all that you desire. You may be the pile that's really tapping back into the feminine energy. And with that comes a lot of pain, because women identified people on this earth have been suffering for centuries when it comes to the brutal patriarchy that's gone on in controlling the lives and bodies of women. You guys are tapping back into Source Divine, into Spirit, and becoming someone so powerful, someone who can really change their life. And I think it's great that you guys are in this energy. Alright, so what is pile 3 letting go of? The past. That's what I got. Because the Queen of Cups looks really upset when she's looking at this cup. And she's looking this way. She's looking towards the past, being really upset. Right now, you guys are really growing when it comes to your emotional stability, when it comes to how you handle yourself, and you're letting go of the ways in which you used to be. You're literally going through a rebirth of self. You are literally going through a place where you have to say goodbye to old parts of you, and that's hard. That comes with a lot of grief. That That comes with a lot of sadness, a lot of pain. Because your old life, your past life might have been something that really made you happy. And to say goodbye to something like that is really hard. To step into someone new is spiritual evolution. It requires to have a leap of faith. It requires for you to trust yourself so much that you will know that this is the right way you're going. That's what the leap of faith is. Sometimes you have to suspend rationality. You have to suspend what you think is right in order to get to where you need to go and spiritually evolve. Yeah, for you to grow, collect your harvest, have heaven on earth, you guys are letting go of the past. Past relationships, past self, who you used to be. That's what you're letting go of right now. Let me just confirm something. You might be stepping out of a position where you used to be more in an energy where you kept doing, you kept going kind of vibe. And now you're stepping into a place where you need to receive, where you have to be okay with receiving things. And that's something hard. It's hard to kind of give up control that way. It's hard to kind of have faith that other people will support you, that you will support yourself, that the universe will support you. You know? Being in a place of receptivity takes a lot of trust. And it takes a lot of letting go of the past, of things that once was. So what fear is pile 3 overcoming? What fear is pile 3 overcoming? Yeah. You guys are overcoming the fear of unproductivity, of not being able to do something. You guys are overcoming the fear of basically like normal life. Some people call it the Matrix. Some people call it 9 to 5, whatever you want to call it. You're kind of overcoming the fear that you don't have to be like everybody else. You don't have to be on a go, go, go mode. You don't have to subscribe to that way of thinking. You can be in a place of receptivity. It's okay for you to receive. It's okay for you to trust and be in the spot where you are in right now. It's okay for you to be who you are as a person and not have to be accepted by what you're doing. You can simply be. And that is enough. So How does spirit want you to overcome this fear? Let's really clear this. How does spirit want you to overcome this fear? How does spirit want you to overcome this fear? How does spirit want you to overcome this fear? Hope. Let me move these so that there's just like more room for everything. I don't know. Yeah. How does spirit want you to overcome this fear? Ooh. Interesting. Alright. You guys got hope as well as cycles. Do not give up. There is hope yet. A wish will be granted. A birth is imminent. Fertility is everywhere. Yamaya offers us a loving strength to help us know that there is hope and that things will change for the better. A long-held wish may be well granted when all else has failed. Hope is a life-changing emotion. Without it, people literally die. It is important, though, to understand that hope requires some action. There is little use in hoping that things will be resolved if we don't apply any effort. If we decide to co-create with our chosen deities and to truly have faith in this process, we will not need to ask for a miracle because we are working toward what we want with assistance. It is said that a wish sent from a place of non-deservedness or ill feeling will sink early and not be granted by the goddess. When working with Yamaya, it is important not just to hope for a change, but to hope from a place of good intentions and to act. Yeah, okay, so when it's paired with Persephone and cycles, let's see. Purpose. We got Pele as well. This is in the book and not out, but she wanted to show up a little bit. And the message of purpose. Think clearly about your next steps. It's time for you to uncover your purpose. Create something new. Take action. Do not hide or hesitate. Balance your emotional extremes. And for Persephone cycles, it is time for a change and it will be positive. Respect your own natural cycles. Be mindful of seasonal changes and go with the flow, taking these into account in your diet and activity level. Resisting natural growth or cycles is not useful to developing a smooth and happy life. It is a natural part of life to grow up and to transform in our minds and bodies, and sometimes that can be a scary process. Additionally, there may be times when we do not want to accept the changes that need to be made, even if they are inevitable, and we may be angry and upset about it. Sometimes we face changes to our family situations, where we live, our relationships, or our schools that we do not like and cannot control. Yet we must adapt to them the best way possible. We can learn resilience and be creative with our solutions. Should you need help accepting the change and transition that comes with cycles, you might like this simple invocation. You need a pomegranate on a plate. If you can't find a pomegranate, the juice is commonly available. A white candle, a red candle, matches, and a knife. Light the white candle and say, Maiden Persephone, goddess of spring, I mark where I am. I ask that you assist me to accept the natural cycles of change. Protect me as I walk this new path. Cut open the pomegranate, see how many seeds there are and how beautiful the fruit is. If you're using pomegranate juice, pour a glass of it and admire its rich color and smell. Say, bless this fruit of the underworld. Upon eating it, I agree to change for the better. Eat 6 seeds or take 6 sips of the juice. Light the red candle and say, Persephone, queen of the underworld, I ask you for your blessing. Do not resist the flow, and now am in constant synergy with the energies of nature and my own self. Blow out the candles with thanks. Yeah, so as I was saying, you guys might be going through a really difficult time like Sisyphus, and going through a lot of cycles and going through a lot of changes and being a new person. Letting go of the old, letting go of your old way of life and how you're perceived. But just know that you have the action, you have the willpower, you have the choice to change the way you're thinking and to have hope that for what's coming next, what's coming new is going to be something for your highest good, something that's needed to be happening. I'm getting the message that doing shadow work might be really beneficial. So getting to know the sides of yourself that aren't so pleasant, that you don't like to look at, that are a little harder, and receiving wisdom in order for you to recognize and change these parts of yourself. It's going to be very beneficial for you. Yeah. So those were the messages that I have for you today. Thanks for tuning in. I'm giving you a big hug so that you can have some hope and faith that on this journey, on this timeline of yours, in this life of yours, is that we're here to discover all parts of ourselves. And sometimes it's not easy. The good, the bad, and the ugly. All parts of ourselves. Having the courage and the hope to change is something truly magical. Alright, I'm going to leave it there. If you like this reading, please give it a like. Subscribe if you feel so. Comment down below if it resonated. If you want to book a personal reading, or if you want to book a past life regression in order for you to kind of understand yourself on a deeper level, please visit my website. It'll be linked down below. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care. Much love. Bye.